These three beautiful women say they were deceived by a United States Secret Service agent. Arthur Huntington is the same disgraced agent whose refusal to pay a prostitute caused an international scandal for President Obama last April.
Oh my God, really?
Now, three of his former girlfriends are banding together to tell their stories exclusively to Inside Edition. 33-year-old Kelly Scruggs says she met Huntington at the Wild West bar in Waco, Texas. At the time, he was assigned to a security detail protecting President George W. Bush.
I never saw a wedding ring.
He said he was divorced or going through a divorce.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Huntington wasn't divorced. He was a married father of two, living in this house outside Washington, D.C. Kelly says he moved quickly to start a relationship with her. She says she lived in his hotel room every time he came to town to protect President Bush. That's where she took these intimate photos. Then, in May of 2008, the focus of the nation's attention turned to President Bush's ranch in Crawford, Texas, outside Waco, and a new woman caught Huntington's eye.
I met him on the day of Jenna Bush's wedding.
That's right. Pretty 41-year-old Holly Snow says she met Huntington when the agent was assigned to the security detail at the wedding of Jenna Bush. It was at the same bar where he had first met Kelly Scruggs.
He walks up and I'm like, wow, they don't make guys look like that in Waco, you know.
And she says he told her the same story.
He asked me if I was married or anything, and I asked him, and he said I'm separated.
2 months after they started dating, she grew suspicious and confronted him.
I said, look, you're still married, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I am. I can't lie to you about it, I am.
But Holly and Kelly weren't the only pretty girls Huntington apparently had eyes for.
He looked at me and he said, "You're not getting away from me this time."
It was 2011. President Obama was now in office. He was on a state visit to Ireland.
Hello, Dublin!
Huntington was off duty having a drink at a nightclub in Dublin when he met exotic beauty Cheryl Visser.
He said, "You know, Obama's in town." He said, "Well, I'm with the Secret Service."
Cheryl says they arranged to get together again several months later for a romantic rendezvous in New York City. She says she never would have dated him if she'd known he was a married man.
I don't want to be somebody's mistress. At this point in my life, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not right for me. So the fact that he didn't tell me he lied to me, I am upset.
All three women say they kept in touch with Arthur Huntington right up until his face suddenly appeared in newspapers around the world as the Secret Service agent who embarrassed President Obama and caused that international incident earlier this year in the South American nation of Colombia when he refused to pay a prostitute for services rendered. It was only then that Kelly and Cheryl found out that the man they had fallen for was married.
I was very, very upset. Very upset.
Huntington and 7 other agents were either fired or forced to resign.
What would you say to him today?
Like, what were you thinking? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm telling you. What
are you thinking? You know? I don't get it. I don't get how you can have that type of job and, you know, have the perfect little family at home and risk it all to date other people on the side. That's what I don't understand.